So I have not made these types of videos in already 2 months. So I decide I'm going to make another one of these videos again. Because, for 2 reasons. The fans want these videos, and I need to make another one. I'll first do one about the Cretaceous Tarbosaurus, and then I'll do one about the prehistoric planet Hepsogopteryx. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about everything good and bad about the Jurassic World Cretaceous Tarbosaurus. So originally, the Tarbosaurus was only seen at night in Jurassic World Cretaceous, but luckily it was introduced in Jurassic World Evolution, so there's much better scenes and photos of it. Usually with these types of videos, I would start with the bad stuff and then go into the good stuff, but for now, I'm going to go with all the good stuff first, and then I'll go with all the bad stuff and the nitpicks. Now, the best thing about this Tarbosaurus, and the most accurate thing with it, is the skull. The skull is longer than T-Rex's. Now, the main 2 differences with Tarbosaurus and T-Rex is that Tarbosaurus has a longer, thinner skull, and the arms are shorter. In this one, they actually got those 2 details right. They got the skull, which is longer than T-Rex, and the arms are shorter. I'll get to that later. In a lot of pieces of Tarbosaurus media, Tarbosaurus is just seen to be the smaller Asian T-Rex with just a few minor differences. But in this one, they actually got some differences right by giving it a longer, thinner skull, like in Prehistoric Planet. They gave it shorter arms than the T-Rex, which is actually a really accurate and good move. As I mentioned previously, Tarbosaurus has shorter arms than T-Rex. So I'm glad that they gave it shorter arms than the T-Rex, because in a lot of pieces of Tarbosaurus media, the arms are just the same size. Luckily, Prehistoric Planet broke this. The arms are still too long though, because if you know with the JP T-Rex, you know how the arms of the T-Rex are much longer than the real-life counterpart. So even though the Tarbosaurus' arms are much shorter than the T-Rex, they are still much longer than its real-life counterpart. The last few details I would point out is that the Tarbosaurus' eyes are facing on the front of its head, giving it binocular vision, and it seems to have good vision. The Tarbosaurus is also very robust, which is accurate for a Tyrannosaur, though I believe that Tarbosaurus was slightly thinner than T-Rex, but still robust. Kinda sucks how the T-Rex isn't accurately robust, but the Tarbosaurus is. Forgot to mention that the Tarbosaurus makes these weird clicking sounds, which reminds me of the Therizinosaurus' echolocation. It's speculation, but it's pretty cool in my opinion. Now, surprisingly, the Tarbosaurus isn't shrink-wrapped. Unlike with a bunch of other theropods, the Tarbosaurus is not shrink-wrapped and instead is very robust, which is surprising, honestly. But alas, there are still very wrong details. The Tarbosaurus has no lips and instead has its top teeth exposed when it closes its mouth, giving it an overbite. Most to all theropods would have had lips so their teeth wouldn't be destroyed by bacteria. Maybe Spinosaurus is an exception, but even then it would likely have lips and not exposed teeth, like crocodiles. Because crocodiles have something built in their mouths where they don't need lips. The Tarbo is given these weird but kind of cool looking eyebrow ridges, which are very exaggerated from the T-Rex's eyebrow ridges. It's also given these weird giant spikes which run up from its head to its tail, which are super weird in my opinion. It was so weird that people thought it was a hybrid at first, not a Tarbosaurus. They remind me a lot of Zep spikes from Jurassic World Dominion. I'd rather this thing have feathers than these goofy, exaggerated spikes. I highly doubt that Tarbosaurus, or any Tyrannosaur, had these exaggerated spikes that would run down from their heads to the tail. It's more likely that they had a sparse coating of feathers than these giant spikes. Despite Darius saying that Tarbosaurus is a smaller relative of T-Rex, which is an accurate fact, Tarbosaurus is smaller than T-Rex and it's its close relative, it's the same height as Rexy. Like, there's no difference. It's the literal same size as Rexy for some reason. I know Jurassic World exaggerates the size of its dinosaurs, with only a few exceptions like the Oviraptor, Therizinosaurus, and maybe the Moros, because they were probably just babies. But still, you somehow said that Tarbosaurus is smaller than T-Rex, then make it smaller than T-Rex, not the same size. The last few details I want to mention are that the hands are pronated, and they should be in the inward hand position, and that this thing roars. Remember guys, dinosaurs didn't roar. They made low hisses, they just made deep hisses, low booms, low bellows, and stuff like that. The loudest noise they make was probably this. Well, that was everything good and bad about the Jurassic World Cretaceous Tarbosaurus, and if I miss anything, tell me in the comments below. But anyways, hope you enjoyed.